Hello and welcome back to Sea of Thieves, and today I'm going to be showing you the madness that is what happens when I play solo PvP. It went very interesting. Although I didn't record it, the first battle ended very quickly due to me one-balling the guy, and then I believe he got a very long loading screen. I assume he was on Xbox because of that, and I feel a little sorry for the dude, but he did sink very quickly because I think he was never able to repair holes. The second battle came close to lasting about 20 minutes. The only reason it stopped before that was because the other player decided that this had gone on too long and that it wasn't worth trying to get a win streak over this, so they ended up letting me get the win. Now you'll notice a lot through this video, I only ever get streaks of 1 or 2. This is because I was constantly selling my flag because I actually wanted to get some of the extra rep you get from selling your flag. And of course, money. I was also selling my emissary flag due to the fact that it only takes 2 battles to get your emissary all the way up to level 5, and thus I can just sell it each time for a little bit of extra seasonal rep, and it's just a nice little boost to that. I then proceeded to jump scare a new player.
Hello there!
Wished him some luck.
I wish you good luck.
And dashed off into the distance, or at least back to my ship. The third battle started kind of like this. Wait, what? For whatever reason, our battle seemed to have started on top of a barnacle dread spawn. And these players, for whatever reason, parked their boat and started yelling fire over text chat, and my only guess is that they were either lost farming in a weird way, or they were just giving out free wins. I think I just found either a lost farmer or something. They just stopped and said fire, so... And of course I got chased down by a barnacle dread that didn't seem to know how the gas pedal worked. Okay. There it goes. At the start of the fourth battle, I could tell that, well, dang it, they know what they're doing. I could tell this because they not only actually had a PvP set, unlike the other players I've run into so far, but they also were running their ship at proper half sail, which means if both ships do it properly, you can get into an extremely tight turn and the battle will end very quickly. Point being made by the fact that I screwed up the turn, I was getting sank fast, I panicked and then tried to board, failed at that. Oh, come on, I hate you, grapple gun. Dang it. And my ship sank. This person was definitely good at PvP, and I made a lot of mistakes. Goodness. The fifth battle started with me recognizing that I was fighting a party boat set, then boarded his ship, and made quick work of him, as well as experiencing some server lag. Now, I hadn't done any damage, so I went for his cannon barrel to find only 1 firebomb. Whoops. Just set myself on fire, which I then proceeded to set off my own face. He respawned, I nearly failed a sword lunge, and ended up dying. Dang it, screwed that one up. After firing some cannons to actually do damage to his ship this time, I boarded again and got him very close to sinking, but then I fumbled 2 consecutive sword lunges and came very close to dying myself. Crap. But then managed to get him with the 3rd sword lunge. There we go. And I was actually very close to winning, but then I screwed up a block, which then caused me to die. Oh, he got me. Good one. Good one there. And then a couple minutes later of trying to get my ship back into position to board again. Wait. Did he just sink? Okay. Either he was repairing and didn't repair in time, or he conceded because this was taking too long. I'm not sure. And then it was on to the 6th battle, where the player was running a Black Pearl set and didn't seem very experienced in PvP. They sank very quickly. Wait, did I just get a person who didn't prepare? The 7th battle started with me spawning on top of a player who had queued for PvP but had not yet dived for PvP. We immediately both had the same idea of ramming the other. We hashed it out with cannon fire for a while, but I'm pretty sure they scuttled because of the fact that I had not landed near enough shots to sink them. Wait, did he just scuttle? Come on! Really? I then went and sold my flag because I had hit grade 2, and I'm of course selling at grade 2 just so I can get that extra money. Now at this point I had won 6 out of 7 battles, and I really could have gotten away with not selling my emissary and my hourglass, but I just really wanted to make sure I got that extra money and reputation, so I went ahead and sold it. And now we are on to the 8th and final battle of this session. Also consequently the longest. Since I knew this person would use normal turn tactics, I intentionally screwed up the turn and went for a ram, though I failed, then had some input lag which caused me
to get on
the cannon in time. I then went for a board, but then missed because the grapple gun is a pain to aim sometimes.
What? Oh.
We then hashed it out with cannon fire and boarding attempts for about 10 minutes, before I then realized this guy is just as patient as me in battles, and unlike many of the other people I've ran into today, will indeed stick it out.
Crap. Oh, he knows what he's doing, dang it.
Realizing that this guy was going to play the waiting game until I turned around and came back, I too decided to try and play the waiting game.
I just want to see who wants to play the sit-still game. Alright. We'll play the sit-still game.
I then parked my boat, but realizing I was an angle for the cannon, I tried to shoot myself over. Managed to miss the ladder initially, and then get on board.
When the game does that. There we go.
Now, I could have anchored him, but I kind of realized I was already facing towards the edge, and might as well just try and sell him off the edge of the map since he had no damage. But when he respawned, I didn't sword dash in time, and ended up getting beat up by his sword, and then blasted with his blunderbuss. I then started moving my ship again, and attempted a cannon launch, but the game was just not having it. Something I've noticed with this player is if you just wait for a minute, he will stop guarding the ladder. And you can tell he stops guarding the ladder by the fact that the wheel will start turning. This actually put me in an extremely advantageous position, but then I fumbled it and jumped overboard. And we had it back on once, but he was waiting with Splundy this time, and I ran out of grapple gun ammo. After making sure my ship didn't go off the edge of the battle area, I managed to get another board, and proceeded to exploit his tendency to not guard the ladder if you don't immediately board.
I then went for a sword dash, though whether or not I hit, I'm not sure. He then panicked, jumped overboard, and I was able to start steering his ship. Admittedly, I should have ran it into the island at this point, so it would have taken damage. That would have been the smart thing to do, but my goal at this point was just to run it off the side of the map, because I couldn't outplay him in ship combat at this point. He then respawned, and we battled it out hand to hand. Crap. Wait, why'd that do that? Dang it.
I then died and was sent back to my ship, where I found I was almost off the edge of the map and almost just sank, but managed to save it last second.
Make sure my mic's working.
By this point, I was about ready to quit because the battle had gone on far too long, especially for having only a 0 straight flag. Being on the edge of the map and having nowhere else to go, I went for another board.
this goes on much longer, I might just quit.
It was here the other player decided to also try and board. And this is when I kind of realized we both were going for the same tactic. That was, drive the other person off the map.
There.
Knowing this, I decided to try as hard as I could to board his ship. If I could get on, I could steer his ship towards the edge of the map and possibly win this battle. Now on this launch, I was actually too low and didn't make it to his ship. On the next try, however, I did actually make it far enough, but I was on a time crunch because the other player was headed towards my ship. Now, I did have one advantage over him. He was running sword and blunderbuss. I was running sword and grapple gun. This meant I had a significantly less amount of distance to swim to make it to his ship. And I did in fact manage to get on his ship in time while he was still in the water swimming towards mine. And I'm just gonna let you watch and see just how this ended up going.
Hey, guess what? My anchor's down. Yours isn't. Yes! Yes! Oh, I don't know how I won that. GG, dude. GG. Oh, you put up such a good fight.
Now, let me just break down some of what happened there. First, as soon as I got on, I noticed his anchor was up. I didn't say it, but I was very excited about this. This meant I didn't have to pull it up, and that I could start moving immediately. Next, I noticed that the sail on my ship was still not open. This meant that he was not on my ship. It could have meant he was trying to get the anchor up, but I was pretty sure it meant he wasn't even on the ship at all yet. By this point, I noticed the sails were down, but the ship was still not moving. This meant he was still fighting the anchor, which was really good for me. And of course, I had to antagonize him some.
Hey, guess what? My anchor's down. Yours isn't.
Another thing that really turned this battle was him screwing up a sword dash. Now, during this fight, I had messed up many myself, but this was probably the most crucial sword dash out of all of them, and instead of going sideways like he meant to, he ended up going straight down, which caused him to go too low, go beneath the ladder, and not be able to board his ship back. And the last thing was, he didn't straighten out my ship. Now, he was too busy trying to board his own ship back that he wasn't able to straighten mine out, but because of this meant my ship would keep turning and go back into the battle area while his continued to sail out. Now, in all fairness, this guy played very well. He was not only just good at PvP, but he also used proper strategies and proper turns. And this just makes me happy as a PvP player. When a person is willing to cooperate and make a fight go faster by making it easier for both ends, then, well, you get good quick fights. This one lasted so long because both of us were equally matched, and because I wasn't very good at keeping turns and was trying to board. So in this scenario, I was kind of the one being annoying because I was kind of dragging it out trying to board rather than turn fighting because I knew he could beat me in turn fighting. Now at this point, it was kind of late at night and I was getting a bit worn out on PvP, so I decided to end the session there by just sailing over to Daggertooth Outpost. Now I could have gone to Reapers and sold at Reapers, which would have given me more rep and more money, but I just wanted to get off the server. I was tired.
That one sold. Bunch of extra money in rep. I'm gonna get off for the night. Yeah, that was fun, but good goodness, that went on way too long. Oh, look at my boat. Look at all the damage. Goodness. I started about here and ended about here, which is really nice in the Battle Pass. And from level 56 to 61 in this one, which is very nice.
If you did enjoy, please do consider subscribing, and please do go check out my channel. I post other content like this. Mostly Sea of Thieves anymore, occasionally Minecraft, and just other multiplayer mayhem. If you have any ideas for things I could do on Sea of Thieves, or even Minecraft or other things, then please do comment down below in the comment section. And if you know someone else who might enjoy this kind of content, please do show this to them. Anyway, that is enough for me. I have talked for way too long in this video. I will see you in a completely different, well, video. Goodbye.